Um, it seemed cool, but I've never had an opportunity to play it. And as far as world building goes, it's pretty heavy on building a world. So I thought it could be kind of interesting to see what y'all can create for this world of ours. Um, are we familiar with the concept of an assemblage in general?
I'm gonna
I'm
say
not.
no.
Okay. Um, we will each be playing as an entire species. Okay. The assemblage part of it comes with the interconnections between our species. Um, it's what happens with the community rather than just our species themselves. Things will happen. Um, there will be cataclysms, there will be events, there will be things that shift and change, but it's more of a look at how does how does something affect the entire group rather than just the one species. Um, so it's an interesting look at sort of biology and ecology, but we can make it as fantasy or as sci-fi or however we want. In this case, I would lean toward fantasy, just because that's kind of the
Sure.
realm we're playing in, and this will, as always, be canon to our world somewhere. There's no telling where in the world I will throw it, but perhaps we end up in a brain forest somewhere. Um, the belly of a titan. There are so many places we could potentially be. So there are several decks of cards that I have put into Roll20. Um, so I don't know, Derek and Eric. That's not gonna trip me up at all.
Just
Um,
combine them together to make Derek.
Together with the
it's
Just
just
power
for
of
one
one.
fun.
person. Uh, I don't know if y'all want to hop into the Roll20 there. That's where I have all of the cards, and I do have some spooky music going as per usual.
Yep, coming
Um,
in.
Got it. Where do I
I have
find it again? Sorry.
give me one moment. It should be in the walk or the library, like all the way
Got
at the
it.
top, probably.
Yeah, I think it's pinned.
I think it is pinned.
It's not, but I'll find
It's
it.
not. What the heck?
Pin it now.
I'm going. I'm going. I'm going.
Yeah, feel free to call me whatever nickname or anything. I've dealt with this since I was a kid.
Same.
There's been
Um.
an Eric in my life no matter
Uh huh.
what.
And I've had Derek and Eric's in my life, so you can call me E, and you call. That's what a lot of people did for me, just E.
How about like E Rick and D
E.
Rick?
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh, where did my thingy go? Where did my paper go? Okay, so we'll figure that out. I think I can handle two names. Eric and Evan, though, I'm probably gonna futz that up several times.
Dang
Andrew
it.
did the other day, if you
Yeah,
I
you
remember.
did.
did. I
You did.
know. Oh
Whoa,
man.
Eric's late.
I'm like, oh
No, that
no.
no,
Oh,
Eric
that
being late was Andrew.
that was
Andrew's
Andrew.
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
But I tried to play it off like, what do you mean? Evan's right
Yeah,
here.
I'm right
Almost,
here.
almost completely ruined it.
Yep, so
Mm.
close. So in Roll20, I have not played with decks at all. So I think I can just show these to y'all. Maybe. Oh boy. Okay. Interesting.
It's a very
Oh,
tiny card.
I can remove draw. It's small, yeah.
Okay. Let's figure out how to make that a larger size. Deck size? Ooh, wait. Okay, that's not changing anything for you guys. If
Not
you go
yet.
into the settings tab, um, under personalization and display, there's a deck size slider. I will not be
Fine.
saying that 3 times fast. Oh, wait. Is it not there?
It might be a GM only thing.
I don't see it either.
That
Give me.
doesn't make sense.
I'll be right back real quick. My wife is calling me. Sorry.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, I don't know how to change that. Hmm. What the frick is happening?
All right. She's like, I just got out of work. I just wanted to call.
And you're
I
like,
love
how
her.
dare you? This is
Yeah.
D&D time.
I have 4 hour or 3 hours a week that I shut this door. No, she just wanted to. I love her. All right.
Okay,
Settings.
okay, so it
Dice
wasn't
options.
there. Okay, cool. Oh, interesting. We're learning together.
Once a card has been placed on the table, I can zoom in and make it bigger.
Okay.
Because then it becomes a token.
That's true.
Interesting. Huh.
I'm wondering then if you could make it bigger after it's been placed on the table as a token.
Ooh. Ooh, okay.
Whoa.
Oh,
Alright.
that's a big. Oh my God! So it's so big. It's
That's what
Calm
we
down
got.
there.
a big habitat.
Okay, alright. Okay. So I can recall. Shuffle after recalling? Sure. I don't know what any of these buttons mean.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Gone.
Half of this recording is just gonna be, I don't know what this does.
What does this do?
Well, in that case, I'm just gonna leave our art up, I guess. So, a lot of this is going to be asking questions of each other, um, kind of posing different scenarios, creating dialogue about how our different species interact and react. Um, so, you don't have to be super sciencey. Of course, that is my background, but I don't expect that of y'all. Uh, so,
But I will call you out.
maybe just a little. No, I
I'm here to
wouldn't do
learn.
that to you.
Let's do it.
It has a note in here about the sentience of our species. Doesn't have to be a sentient species. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know if we particularly care to define that right now. That could be a fun thing for me to throw at you later. So we will begin with our habitat. I'm gonna throw 3 cards. That's not how that works. Okay. Noted. 1, 2, and 3. So y'all can't actually size those, can you? Okay. So if somebody wants to try and flip one of those, see what happens. If one person flips it, do they all flip?
I'll do it first.
I flipped.
Okay.
Oh,
I
Verdant
flipped.
Gaia.
Yep. I see that one.
Okay.
I see
Somebody
it.
else flip one? Yep.
Or continue to the next one.
Trying to. How do you flip?
Lip.
Great
Right-click.
question.
The abyss.
We have the
flipping
Abyss.
hard.
Okay.
Belly of a Titan.
Belly of a Titan. Sweet. So, we have 3 options before us. Where would we like to be? If we don't like any of these 3 options, we'll pick some new cards.
I mean,
Personally,
it's
think
hard
Belly
to
of the Titan's
not
kinda
pick
cool.
Verdant Gaia, but Belly of the Titan
Right.
sounds pretty cool as well.
Right.
They are all very cool. I'm gonna zoom
'Cause I can
in on
imagine a
these.
rainforest with the Gaia, where then you can just put in any huge beast or
Mhm.
weird creature that has to struggle to survive.
See,
But the Belly of the Titan,
the thing with Verdant Gaia is that we have been in the forest recently, and I can think of a very near location that could be considered a Verdant Gaia, perhaps.
depends on how soon we
So,
want them in.
how quickly do we want to interfere with this assemblage in the main game? I haven't heard any arguments for the Abyss yet. The Abyss is kind of fun.
You-
Shrouded
Shrouded
yet
yet
neon
not.
lit land far beneath
Yeah.
the surface.
I like the idea if it was for like my game.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few ones ago, that'd be neat. I'm seeing some cool stuff. I could go with any of them, honestly.
Hmm.
uh,
Eric, thoughts, opinions?
I don't know. Belly of a Titan. That's It just calls
I
out to
think
me.
that's the one we have to think about the most.
I
Might be the most profitable at the end of getting
Yeah,
something really cool. The
like
best is right there in that middle, and I think Verdant Gaia is probably the easiest to come up with something,
yeah.
but it'd be probably the hardest to make something super unique. So I think my
Uh,
vote is also for the Belly of a Titan.
I had Billy the Titan 1, Bis 2, Verdant Gaia 3. I think that's my.
okay.
But I do like the Abyss 2 a lot. The underground dark E. That's what it's talking about.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really explored the depths of this world yet, so
Right.
that is
Mm.
intriguing. Um, I think I'm intrigued by Belly of a Titan though, because
Mhm.
like just at least from my side of things, like that is a fascinating thing to consider in our world. Like, where did this Titan
Right.
come from? You know.
hmm
Um, so that does sound like 3 votes for
And
Belly of a Titan.
Hmm.
I don't know much about the fibers yet, but imagine what fibers would do to a dead Titan belly.
That
Maybe
could
that's what
be
it is. Maybe it's just
interesting.
a big case
It
of
is a
gout that
type.
we got.
Oh no,
That's what the
not
fibers
the
are.
gout.
This is a scout.
He just shot off a real big kidney stone.
Oh, gross. Incredible, but gross. All right. So we've got our habitat card. Next up is exploration. How do I? What does this do? Deal cards to turn order items. I don't. Oh dear.
Turn
Okay.
order, yeah.
Give everybody a card. Oh, all players. Everybody gets a card. Ooh, that's
You get a card.
interesting.
I don't know if I got a card.
Okay. I've messed
Oh,
this
I
up,
do.
but
I
that's
do.
okay.
I think it's on my namesake over here.
So place them face
Oh,
down next to your
yeah.
chosen habitat. Take turns drawing cards. When you draw a card, read the question on the card aloud and answer it. So I'm going to. Can I just place the deck? Can I? Is that a thing I can do? No.
And I put it on the table, goddammit.
I just yeah, I just want everybody to be able to. Can you all draw from the deck?
I can draw from the deck. I just did.
Ah, fascinating. Okay.
I got pests.
Okay, I'm gonna recall everything real quick. Um, recall,
Yeah.
A total recall.
recall. Okay, so I don't want to deal them out. Fascinating. Alrighty. We're gonna just go around the circle. We'll start with Evan, because he's at the
Okay.
top of my screen. Read us out a question, an exploration card, if you would.
All right. Weather.
Oh.
What are
Okay.
the major weather patterns characteristic to this habitat?
Okay. So, Belly of a Titan, right? What kind of habitats, or what kind of weather, rather, could we have in a place like this? Maybe there are gas storms, right? As things
Hmm.
are decaying, if it is
I
a
would
more recently deceased thing.
I would already imagine like the things that live inside it that have to deal with earthquakes constantly as the
Ooh.
Titans like belly grumbles maybe every eon or so as it gets hungry. That shakes the whole thing.
Are
Are
y'all
we
thinking that
thinking
this Titan's alive?
It could be. I mean,
Or is it dead?
that's what I was wondering. Is it still in space? Does it have its own atmosphere, or has it actually landed on a planet already?
I think it is already down on our world somewhere.
Okay.
My assumption was that it's dead. I didn't
see,
even
my
think about it
assumption
being
that
alive.
it's living and we're kind of like, I mean, in our own stomach, we have our own gut biome. Just
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
expand that to this colossal sized creature, and the gut biomes become much more massive things, each of them with their own gut biomes.
Right.
How would that interact with each other if it was still a living biome.
Oh, this is even worse than I thought. A living Titan, don't mind if I
Mhm.
do.
Not that you have to take that. I mean, they could be dead.
So, yeah, major weather patterns. Evan has said earthquakes, which I think is
Mhm.
fascinating. 'Cause, yeah, as it's shifting around or um, gurgling, right?
Right.
Anyone else?
Smog, poison gas for obvious reasons, maybe. Some areas
Yeah.
can't go
Mhm.
in, some areas
Yeah, kind of
you have to go around.
like on Venus, they have those toxic storms that are constantly
Right.
going, but in this case would be like stomach acids.
Okay. I
Mm,
could see that for sure. Derek, you
major,
got anything?
like major heat waves, possibly.
Mm.
Mhm.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
something that large,
They
it's
have a-
probably going to be very warm in general,
Mhm.
just by sheer mass, right? Um, ooh, what if there are also floods,
Uh,
right?
Mhm.
Um, as liquid and material is being moved through this Titan. Okay, cool. We've got that one. I'm gonna. Ooh, that's a lot of options. I'm gonna flip that one.
Okay.
Wait, can I have a discard pile? Is that a thing I can do? Hold, please. Hey, I can do that. Okay. How do I discard it though? I don't know. Anyway, Derek, would you
Mhm.
mind drawing a card, reading it off?
Mystery. What is a major mystery embedded in this habitat? An artifact, geological formation, or an entity no one quite understands?
Ooh.
How do I play
You
it?
mind dealing that
There
out?
it is.
Thank you. Major mystery.
I mean,
What you got for us?
the first one that comes to my mind is anything living inside the Titan has no idea that it's inside the
uh,
Titan,
Mhm.
and maybe there's like major cells of the Titan that are large enough to see
Mm-hmm.
come into a start to attack whatever species are around.
Right, yeah. Like maybe like you've got your white blood cells, right,
Yes.
that attack the invaders,
uh-huh.
so perhaps there is some uh equivalent that is large enough in within the body of this titan that we might be at risk. Okay. Anyone else?
I
Geologic
wouldn't.
formation just makes me
Yeah,
think like a tumor or something.
and that
Well,
was what I was about to say too. This is the belly of a titan, a creature that doesn't have the same anatomy as like a human or a shared
Hmm.
species. So maybe there's additional organs within this stomach that have functions beyond what we can do as, normal earthbound creatures that
Ooh,
provide some other function.
interesting. What were you gonna say, Eric?
back on the formations, geological, maybe you can do something. You know how it's going to be gross, like kidney stone, a quotation. So, this thing is probably from space, right? If it's
Maybe.
absorbing,
Yeah,
if
I think the
it's
picture shows
absorb,
in space, but
right? If it could be absorbing weave or something of that nature and forming these buildups within it, that could be a precious material that you keep.
Ooh, okay.
kind of like a
So,
pearl or something.
right, like
Mm.
it's not hurting the creature, but it's building up in the creature just from existing and something like
Mhm.
that.
Like it's something that so it can't process the weave,
Right.
and so it just absorbs it and uses some other way of getting rid of it.
And it builds it up and then it
And
expels
expels
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a solid
That's
mass or something.
interesting.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, something that can kind of condense this magic down into
Into
a
like a
physical thing.
raw weave matter somehow or something like that.
Interesting.
We've
It spins
we've poop.
silk.
Hmm.
Question. I
We've
don't
poop.
Okay.
know if this is going to
Yeah.
come up later, but have we
Mm.
thought about in terms of or the current campaign when this could be? Like, has the Titan been
Nope.
here?
No idea yet.
Mhm.
Okay.
I feel like maybe we leave that
Okay.
Yeah.
To a mystery.
for now.
As the card.
I'm just
Yeah, that
imagining
sure is a mystery.
just one civilization just with like diamond plate armor, just from whatever this Titan is expelling.
Titan poop.
Titan poop. Is there an industry distributing this condensed weave?
Maybe it's like a black market thing.
Maybe
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like a shard
Yeah.
of a star.
That
Maybe.
Anyway.
starry rock.
Maybe you guys get to the fort and there's just a big Titan taking a shit. That's his little star.
And there's a bunch of little guys with pitchforks coming out. Like, gotta get it.
Okay.
All right.
Very cool. I don't know how to discard these cards. So I'm just gonna flip that.
Yeah, just
Move
put it
it out
over
of my
there.
way. All right. Eric, you want to grab one?
Yeah.
Give it a read.
Flux. What is
Flux.
in flux in this habitat? In other words, what is actively changing?
Okay, go ahead and deal that out
See.
if you wouldn't mind.
I will do that as soon as I figured it out. Like that? Yeah, like that. Got it.
Okay, what is actively changing? I mean, I feel like we've addressed that a little bit, where this thing is still alive while we're living inside it.
Mm-hmm.
Things are moving around quite a bit. Is there anything in particular, Eric, that you're thinking might be in flux?
The environment itself, like we're talking about. So one day it could be super hot, it could be super humid, or super cold, depending on what the Titan is also experiencing, maybe.
Yeah, like a
Mhm.
lot of variability day to
Yeah.
day. Which that's a question now I have. Day night cycles. That
Yeah.
doesn't seem like that would exist
I
necessarily.
mean, it might be that the day cycles are so long because the Titan is so large that it physically eats the stars, and for as long as that star is being processed inside of its stomach, it's daytime. So the daylight cycle might be
Oh my
1,000
gosh.
years,
Even
or
if it could possibly be dead, the cells are so large it's still evolving in
Mm.
some way.
The cells
Interesting.
themselves light up when it's dark enough. Auto response,
Okay.
maybe.
Or perhaps there's a cycle based on, like, in the real world there are what are they, dinoflagellates, I think.
Mm.
Those beaches that light up
Mm-hmm.
because of
mm-hmm,
plankton.
Right.
like
Um,
yeah,
maybe
Fido.
something kind of like that, or perhaps there's another species or one of our species even that's in here that does create some kind of light,
I really
cyclic
like
light.
that. I actually
Yeah.
have an idea now.
You had also, I think it was Evan had mentioned about perhaps different organs. Um,
Mhm.
Perhaps in the condensation process of weave, it gives off light as a byproduct.
Right.
I don't know. There's so many options.
Yeah, and
uh,
I mean, the tell the obvious belly of a Titan, this thing probably eats things if it has a stomach. So
mhm.
whatever it's eating could give it acid reflux. You know, maybe ate something particularly, I don't know, what a Titan would consider spicy. Um, Something like that that then adds a shock wave to the system that now for however long it's digesting it, things are a little more volatile. Things are a little more no, spicy.
Influx.
Influx. Acid
In
influx.
acid
Influx.
reflux.
Uh-huh.
Derek, anything standing out to you that you think might be in flux in this habitat?
No, I'm just thinking in terms of like, what is its like intake, outtake? Is it taking in oxygen? Is there blood flowing? Could there
Mhm.
be issues throughout that? Say maybe like a clot or something that
Ooh.
could possibly hold off that light or the weave pushing through.
Right. So there will be cataclysms. What if the Titan dies? Right?
Yeah.
While we are adapted to Titan while it's alive, but if it
Mhm.
dies, things are going to change quite a bit, I'd imagine.
Yeah, there's
Right.
no influx of nutrients. There's no
right, we
Yeah.
start going into decay, that could be fascinating. But I think that's probably something to save for later, for the
Par-
cataclysm times. Um,
Parasite.
so yeah,
Yeah.
influx, just the nature of digestion is fascinating.
What do you think about absorption? Like some creatures absorb light and materials just by existing. Would it?
Mhm.
Would this
Mhm.
thing? Would this thing be do something like that through its skin, just absorbing like weave, but another way? What else is coming besides the weave? That's maybe its food. Is that an idea, or instead of
I
actual
mean,
material matter?
I kind of like that. Maybe like not like gravity itself, but it has this
Like
force that
energy.
it's pulling in, and it's dark
Right.
around it, even if it
Right.
is light. But the light is
Is this
inside of itself.
is
Right.
this creature like a black hole a little bit?
Maybe.
From
Like
a distance,
I'm picturing this thing is subterranean. I don't know why
Mm.
that's sticking in my brain. I'm also getting
Mhm.
pictures of like gulper eel for some reason. Just like massive subterranean gulper eel. Maybe it's ethereal, traveling through the core of the world. I don't know. Uh, but that's where my brain is going right now.
That's
Um,
it.
I was picturing as
but
if it landed without, like, not on purpose. Are you thinking more in terms of it kind of took its own nest?
ooh, maybe.
Oh.
I don't know. I think I was thinking that this thing is native to our world.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are there
But
shapers or
then Evan was
creators
talking
of
about
the world?
eating. Hmm?
Are there like shapers or creators in the world? I know there's gods, but is there other beings that created things in the world
I
besides just the
mean,
gods? Yeah,
there could be if you want to declare it.
right. Like that
I
would be
do
interesting.
declare.
That would be interesting to
I
make one of
see.
these titans that natural enemy of the gods itself, maybe.
Mhm.
Oh, I mean, a god eater
Right.
is that'd be a lot of energy to pull in.
Uh
Um,
huh.
so the way I've been thinking of gods and such, right? They can die. They do
Mm-hmm.
die. That's not completely unheard of, but most people don't know how or why they die, right?
There you go.
Mhm. It's the
So,
natural cleanup crew.
Right.
natural cleanup crew. Is this thing a scavenger of dead gods?
Oh,
Right? Oh, I like
I
that.
like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like if they have to, that energy has to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right.
so back into the natural osmosis of the cosmos, one of
Right.
these things is attracted to this smell of a dead god, and that's when it gets up and starts its movement.
Guys, I like that.
And then
Mm-hmm.
whatever organs it has in its stomach process that
Dead
influx
god.
of energy and that god energy to
Right.
make.
That's how you get the crystallization.
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh.
I like that. Yeah, that ties in with
Yeah.
Evan's like additional organs. Some just appear because they
Mm-hmm.
need it at this point.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it quite a bit. Let's go ahead and wait. What happens if I do that? Ooh. Okay. Remove card. Fantastic.
Push it right back to the top of the deck.
I sure hope not.
No.
Okay. I mean, we were already talking about resources.
There it
Yeah, this
is.
would be
Um,
easy.
what resource is this habitat particularly rich in? I mean, I really like that crystallized weave, that crystallized
Yeah.
energy. Um, those kidney stones of dead god. Like, I think
Mm.
that's very cool. Um, I think beyond like our stomach zone, there's probably other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Is there anything else in this stomach though, aside from like
I'm
the crystallized weave?
I'm thinking back, I'm not thinking back, but I'm thinking on to like owls. You know, they eat their prey whole, they'll swallow them all,
The pellets.
digest it, and then they'll vomit up the pellets. Maybe there's a lot of bones, like it can't process bone matter, and the bone itself in the marrow of it also holds this god essence, this as goo that it's not a perfect system. So it extracts what it can, and then it extracts
Mm,
these
then it
bones or whatever.
poops it out. Or herks it
or
up.
yeah, hooks it up, and so it leaves behind these pellets or these god
These
bones.
deposits
Mhm.
throughout the soils and layers of the earth, of the world.
I could
Okay.
see god bones as being a fun resource, particularly
Yeah, I
powerful
mean,
resource.
imagine making a
Yeah,
weapon
Hmm.
with something like that. Like,
or
if you could
armor.
find one of these
Listen,
deposits.
as sad as he would be, Duncan would run around with like a karate chop Velos Vidar arm.
Press a button on his back and his arm goes whack, whack,
Yeah.
whack.
That's his smite.
Mhm.
Any other resources, Derek?
No, so I'm going. Okay, what Evan's going with the owls. I'm thinking same resource, but the god bones. In terms of like chewing cud, is there any reason why it wouldn't take each nutrient from each bone itself?
So, with the system of gods, right? They are all tied to a different um, core concept. Also, I forget how I phrased it in the library.
Like a natural
Where is it?
phenomenon.
So like within the different banners, I'll say, right?
Mhm.
Like they're tied to this society, the cosmos, the wild, war, right? So perhaps with our Titan, right, it has an affinity for one versus the other, so it can eat the essence of war, but it can't kind of digest it as well as, say, the essence of the wild or something like that. Does that is that something?
I think that might be something if we go back to the
Is it
flux
lactose
question.
intolerant?
As it eats these representatives of concepts, essentially, does
Mhm.
that change the Titan at all? As if the
Ooh.
things that it's digesting are the hormones that run its natural processes. So as it eats, say, the dead god of a war or dead god of war, it becomes more aggressive, materialistic, territorial.
It starts to
As
embody
it
that concept a
eats
bit more.
As it eats like a god of nature, it settles down for a while, finds a place to kind of ruminate with the environment it's in. Until again, those hormones, those resources are kind of flowed out through its system and then it continues on. I'm not thinking of this creature as intelligent in any way, more
Instinctual.
primitive. Yeah, it runs on
Yeah.
instinct. So it
Hmm.
picks up these scents, it moves to these dead gods, it consumes them, and in the process of breaking down those gods, these representations of concepts, it takes on their traits for a short time, as it almost as
That's
a
why
form of
flamingos are
evolution.
pink,
Yeah,
Mm,
because of all
because
the
of the
shrimp.
bacteria they're eating,
right.
or
Or that's
the krill or whatever,
mm-hmm.
kind of flavors the beast a little bit, if that makes sense. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Any other resources for right now,
I mean,
Eric?
we always talk about blood of gods, the blood of a titan. Would that be interesting to for a resource to gather while you're in there? Because
Yeah, I mean,
obviously, us as small little mortals on this plane can't hurt this thing. But if we somehow get in it and and find a way to get some
right.
blood,
Mm-hmm.
If
that
Duncan
could,
ascends to godhood and follows Velos Vidar,
right?
you kill Duncan, draw the beast in, harvest it for everything, become an ultimate god.
Listen, if you can get past his karate chop arm,
Yeah, Blood of a Titan. I mean, that does seem like a pretty valuable
yeah,
resource.
I
Like,
feel like it
what
would fit in
kind
there
of
too.
properties would that have?
Right.
I mean, the same as
Fascinating.
you would say, like the stomach acid or whatever it is using to process those things. That probably can melt through anything.
Right.
Right, right, right. Okay, cool. Plenty of resources to be had, is what I'm hearing. Um, okay. So now we move into our actual assemblage. We kind of have a better idea and an understanding of like where we are living, our habitat, what's going on with it, vaguely, right? So now we need to become our species. So in order to do that, we will need a keystone species. Keystone species is the organism that holds an ecosystem together. It is the engineer, we'll say. Um, these creatures create, change, or destroy environments, exerting their will and their needs upon the world around them. Whoever agrees to take it will get a special card. It will facilitate relationships portion of creation here as well. So, who would like to be our keystone species?
I don't know if I could take the keystone, but I had an idea for a species a little while ago when we were talking about some of the other things. I think this was back when we were still on kind of the concept that the Titan might be in space. So I don't know how it fits or not. But I was thinking of these jellyfish that kind of live inside of this Titan. Mindless, just kind of like the Titan, where they're just going on instinct, and they're the ones that are going through and maybe allowing the building resources from here to another place to allow these processes to take place. Um, I think back when we were talking about it being in space, I had the idea that if a star was being processed, they would kind of be latching onto it. But a god works just the same. As a god is eaten, these jellyfish start to swarm and start the process of breaking this thing down.
You
Helps
could
the
be the
breaking down
jellyfish.
process. Yeah.
I like to be a jellyfish.
I like to be jelly.
Do you want to be the jellyfish? You want to be our keystone species? Kicking off the digestion process in the belly of this
Yeah,
beast?
I think
Alright.
so.
How do I give this specifically? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Can I? Nope, that's not it.
Evan should be able to right click and take it.
Yeah, see if
Possibly.
you can take that.
I did. I took it.
Okay. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Da, da, da,
I just have
da.
imagined of like there are these blue fluorescent jellyfish just floating now in this Titan. Just maybe that's how it lights it up too. The light in the Titan itself is the
Ooh,
jellyfish.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. What if we do that? Has that done something? Maybe.
Moved it up and down.
Um, Evan, if you go ahead and grab that again.
Okay, I took
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't see that. Dang it.
it. We could just put like a little me. I'll draw a little me.
Everybody draw your creature.
Oh no! Please no! I suck at this.
Oh, I don't know where my card went
Oh,
now.
wait. So,
And then we could just put it under my name
why
or
do you have
something.
two of those? Also, I'm stealing it, apparently.
I know.
Yoink.
It just popped on my screen. Do you want Silas to take this?
Ah!
Oh,
All
Oh
right, let
dear.
it go.
That's too big. Remove that.
I
So if we-
appreciate that it was between the skull layer and the blood coming from the skull layer.
Oh no. Fascinating. Okay, so that is too big a card. Don't like that.
That's too big a card for any one man to handle.
What if I do? Is that a good size for the cards? Nope, that's bad. Oh dear. Anyway, so by clicking on Evan's name, it seems we can see his cards. Can everybody do that?
Mm,
Ah, neat. Interesting. Okay, so we can see your cards. Cool. Nice. All right. So he will be our keystone species. So. Oh, interesting. We can only see one side of it. What happens if you flip the card? Can you flip the card while it's in your hand?
Let's see. I don't think so. I think I have to take it
Hmm.
out, flip
Hmm.
it, and take it. Oh, no, it's just I think backwards. Nope, it didn't work.
Okay. Well, go ahead and deal that card out onto the table then, because we are gonna be flipping that around at some point. We'll just
I'll
remember
see.
that it's yours.
Where I'll put it. I put it over my name there.
Fantastic.
Weirdly drawn as it is.
Oh, is that what that was? I thought you were trying to draw a jellyfish. I was like, okay, yeah, go off.
Okay.
All right. So the question was, how do you... What the heck? Okay, cool. I have to restart everything. That's fun. So yeah, how do you change the environment? You kickstart it, the breakdown process, right? That
Hmm.
seems pretty foundational for some things. So we have some jellyfish type creatures. What else do we have? Derek, Eric, either of you have an idea for your creature? What your species is like?
I have an idea, but if you want to go first.
Go for it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm still thinking.
So, every living creature has a parasite, probably, right?
Mhm.
So I'm thinking not like a worm or anything, but imagine these fleshy bat-like creatures, sonar, and then they just absorb the Titan. They have these round mouths. They just latch onto the side of this Titan or whatever gets it absorbed.
Oh,
Something
okay.
like that in there.
That's
Little.
cool. That's very cool.
So I think, yeah, that might be a fun little parasite to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Derek, anything for you? I also have an idea if you need more time.
Yeah, I'm going back to say the white blood cells. As more of these god particles and concepts are introduced to the Titan, the blood cells start to attack any species that say don't align or want to
Mm-hmm.
conform with the Titan itself. So these are a species that have evolved to kind of duplicate and match to learn
Ooh,
itself until the original blood cells part ways.
a little bit of a virus type
Yeah.
vibe to that,
That's
where
cool.
you're trying to like blend in with the native parts of this beast, this titan.
Again, tying into the tumor concept you thought of earlier.
Yeah, interesting. I think for me, something that thrives in the stomach acid.
Mm.
Um, I think that could be kind of cool. Like, not necessarily. I think once stuff has started to break down from our jellyfish friends, right? Perhaps I am uh, stealing some of the nutrients, I'll say,
Mhm.
from within the stomach acid. Something like that. I don't know.
That's that's a fun environment going on too. My parasite, your parasite, and then you got Derek's things more protecting it, right? Killing us. Like they're trying to def- make sure we don't kill the Titan from within or steals too much nutrients.
A little
If
bit of
he's
a
going
balancing act.
balancing act, right? That'll be interesting.
Um, okay, if y'all want to take a couple moments to come up with some names for your species, we should do that. And if you could change your server nickname to reflect it, that would be the best way to keep track of this. Because I will inevitably forget what everyone has decided on.
Naming.
Yup. It's the worst part of it. I'm going with acid eels. I imagine them being kind of ribbony as they swim through. Not tapeworm.
Mhm.
I do like the idea of being more eel-like, kind of hiding within the folds of the stomach, grabbing things. Oh, nice.
Mm.
Yeah, that's always cool.
Hematodes.
Hematose. I like
Hematode. Ew.
it.
Nice.
Yeah, I love what you do with Duncan's with updating it like per level.
Mhm. And the HP should always be current because I actually have as a separate thing that I
Oh,
can
that's
Oh, is
sick.
that
change.
That is
the D&D Beyond plugin or whatever it is?
My Duncan thing? No, that's just an OBS
No,
overlay.
the health.
Oh, the health again is just the OBS I have.
Oh,
I can
neat.
even pop it on.
Very
Just
cool.
a separate health pool that just sits in the corner. I can type.
Nice.
So try to keep it current.
Okay, so gonna scooch that up just a nope, too much. Dang it. There we go. Okay. So there are several cards on the table. These are the relationship cards. Player to the left of the keystone species goes first. Pick a relationship card of your choice. Take any card you wish from the center of the table and place it between yourself and the player to your right. Oh boy. So
Hmm.
this is going to get weird real quick. I'm going to make myself a quick note of who is next to whom.
You should draw like a little table.
Oh gosh. All right. So we've got Evan next to Eric, next to Derek, next to me. Okay. Text. This is going to be very bare bones. Deal with it. Oh dear. Okay. Well. Evan, Eric. Hematodes. That sounds red. Um. Oh, that's an atrocious color choice. Go me. Cool. Gross. Awful. I hate it. It'll work though.
I mean, it fits your creature.
It does. That was the goal.
The acid eels.
Yup. Okay. So, Evan, you are our keystone species. To your left is
Mhm.
Eric.
Okay.
So, Eric, if you would, pick a relationship card. It will define the relationship between you and Evan's
Yeah.
creatures.
Find our relationship, Eric, right now.
Not to put you on the
Predatory.
spot. Put a
Uh,
put a label on it.
the predatory prey one sounds good. Let's.
Go ahead and grab
Um,
that.
yeah.
And
May I
set it
just
off
grab
to
it?
the left of my
Right.
rectangle, please.
Got it.
Why did my screen get dark? What the frick is that about? That's probably fine.
I imagine these things, again, they can't see. Just listen, and then jellyfish go in and they swoop up some of the jellyfish when they're starting to break it down.
Ooh. Okay.
I mean, something has to eat my little jellyfish.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So okay. Eric, the Motis, what color combination do you want here?
Ooh. blend it. So this is gonna be a weird question. What do you think the color or what the flesh inside of this thing looks like
Oh
of this
gosh.
Titan?
Okay.
Right. 'Cause I
Here you go.
imagine that would be its camouflage. Would be like laying on the walls of this thing, trying to
All
blend
right.
in.
Well, now you're all fleshy and gross. So
Yeah,
enjoy that.
that's yep. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a purple.
Okay, so we've got a
Yeah.
little predator prey kind of thing going on there between you two. Okay, so Derek, your turn. Grab a relationship. There is a second predator prey that I will grab in a moment. Well, that's not it. There are two of each, so y'all can double pick here. So pick
Okay.
a relationship between yourself and the Motis.
The Modis, I can see a few different ones. We're both a little sneaky in our own way. Do we use it as a benefit? Yeah, let's go with symbiosis.
Mm,
So,
That's
how do you
interesting.
two think that symbiosis works out? How does that go?
That is interesting.
I'm thinking for the chematodes, we are watching out. We are collecting information, trying to pass off as part of the Titan itself.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, hoping that the modus, giving them once it's clear, letting them feed.
Maybe the Modus leave off that use echolocation more of a shrill, and then when you hear that, you know it's feeding frenzy, kind of like a pack of coyote,
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
something like that. And then you hear these, oh, there's all of a sudden there's a bunch of shrills, and then they're going eating,
Well,
feeding.
why does it necessarily have to be a shrill? Maybe it's a
Huh?
pleasant sound. This ringing, this angelic choir that happens within the stomach of this Titan.
It's the dinner bell.
Hmm.
The dinner bell. Oh, it could be. It
Um,
could be like a ringing. That'd be interesting.
so
And it's almost scarier in a way.
Yeah.
with symbiosis, although this is a horrible simplification, don't at me. Um, both sides of the equation should benefit from this. So if the hematodes are benefiting by the call to food, how do the motis, how do they benefit from the presence of the hematodes?
The motis. How do I benefit from them?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that can tie into your acid eels if they're trying to get everything nutrient wise. So maybe I'm vulnerable when I'm feeding. So in a way, they're protecting the nutrients. If I only suck out the blood in quotations of the jellyfish, they can finish off the rest of the nutrients. Is that what they want?
I'm hearing kind of like a protectorate ship deal
Right.
that the hematodes ring the dinner bell and then protect the motifs from something else.
From whatever else is coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying, okay, the real cells are coming. You need to
Run.
hide for now.
Right. Okay.
Right. The hematodes show up and you're like, okay, I gotta wrap this up real quick.
And then scatter. Yep.
It could be, yeah, it could be
Okay.
even a case of you. It's not a symptom of our species actually communicating. You can just tell the difference between the two.
Mm. It could also be, the raven wolf relationship. So the wolves
Mm-hmm.
hunt, kill the thing, and then the raven comes in and picks off after it's killed.
So as soon as you said that, you reminded me that at work there is at least one raven and one fox that will work
Oh,
together.
yep.
The raven will call for the fox, do the alarm, and keep watch. Like,
That's
you little
awesome.
buggers, you're amazing,
Yep.
and I love you, but also
Yep.
let me be your friends.
Yep.
Uh,
So
so, okay,
that
all right,
something like that maybe.
I like it.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna claim the Saprotroph card. So one species feeds on the other after it decays.
Mm.
So as the hematodes are inevitably going to die, right? Those nutrients will likely end up in the stomach acid as well. So perhaps that is something that I will feed on after they start to decay. Derek, how do you feel about that?
Incredibly rude. We are absolutely going to poison you after you eat us, but
Ooh,
there's
okay.
nothing we can do about it at that point.
Okay. Evan,
Hmm.
pick a relationship between your Lumine and the acid eels.
I'm gonna pick commensalism. I don't think there's a benefit that I get from you because I start this process out, but through me, everything trickles down.
Mhm.
I wish I could resize this card, but I don't think I can. It's just gonna be a big card.
I got you.
So in the process of things, I don't think you feed off of the decay that I make, but maybe so much as the byproduct. So I'm coming in, I'm getting these god bodies, and I'm starting this process, and I'm not really sure yet what I'm extracting from them, whether it be a physical thing like the blood, the flesh, the tissue, or if it's more so their powers, their connection to the weave. And some might say, I feed off of the god's miracles. And through that process, the I don't know, maybe I produce something that is then transferred into the acid that is the stomach of this titan, from which the acid eels then require that resource. Um, but I don't think I get anything from you guys. Uh, I'm eaten by you guys. I'm processed by you guys. But if you guys weren't there, I think I still could be living my best life.
Okay.
What does it look like if there's too many of Lumine in this thing?
And that would probably be what is stopping me from completely taking over this environment. If there's too much of us,
Mhm.
we'll starve to death and die. There's only so many gods to be going around. It's not like every
Right.
day a god dies to be eaten.
Right.
So, might I argue, less commensalism and more predator prey yet again, um, where you are being consumed by the acid eels as well?
Sure, sure. I don't know if necessarily the acid eels are eating our bodies. More so, I mean, what do I honestly don't know. Do jellyfish do with their waste? Not that.
Uh, Jellyfish will expel waste,
Mm,
if I recall correctly. Um, they got one orifice for things to go in and out. It does
mhm.
it all. Um,
But if
so,
I'm if you take it in the direction of the jellyfish aren't consuming anything physical, like there's no flesh.
mhm.
It's just the energy that they live off of. So their byproduct wouldn't be a physical thing, but more so.
What if the light you are producing,
Mhm.
because light tends to be a byproduct of cellular action in
Agreed.
certain ways, right? Um, so like you could have light as a byproduct, you could have heat, right? So what if I am in some way benefiting from the light that you're producing?
I like that, yeah. Because I obviously I named them the Luminae. I imagine them as being some sort of phosphorescent colored these jellyfish that kind of illuminate the stomach sky, if you will.
Mhm.
Um,
Perhaps there's a glowing byproduct that you deposit into the stomach, and that is something that I can consume, and it will offer me some protection of some sort. Um, Something like that, maybe.
yeah, and maybe there's so much of it that you guys kind of eat it, and you get that same effect of like zebras when they're in a big herd. It's hard to pinpoint one of them because there's so much blurring. There's so much. I mean, do the acid eels illuminate?
Maybe there are portions like fins or like spines or something. So as they are swarming, you just see all of these dots of light
Hmm.
twisting around and kind of
At
dancing through
that point, it
this
almost sounds like
stomach.
one of those mating rituals that some species do, like peacocks,
Interesting.
obviously the peafowl. Um, maybe could be a cool relationship between the two of
Okay.
us.
There's some kind of glowing byproduct that I'm using. That's where I'm. That's what I've taken away from what we just
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. I'm gonna get rid of that deck. Hide that away. Ba, 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 ba. So, something to keep to yourself. We've already named our species,
Mhm.
but hopefully you have something or someplace to write yourself a little note. Write down a sentence describing your species' secret vulnerability. Could be This should be something that could, if pressed on or exploited, cause the species to become extinct. It can be biologic, cultural, whatever. It can be a shaky relationship with the environment, something beyond just the food chain. So come up with some kind of secret vulnerability. What could send your entire species into extinction that might surprise the rest of us? Like, yeah, losing food sucks, but let's find something a little bit more interesting, a little more unique than that. We'll take a couple minutes for that. All right. Once you're all done with that, let me know. And go ahead and read those off. That was a joke. Please don't read them. Wanted to see who I'd get with that.
Joke's on you. I don't know how to read.
Dang.
I
Foiled again. Uh, Evan
was
is
muted.
talking, but he's
Yeah,
muted.
I'm muted. Sorry. My joke was, I can't read my own handwriting. It's so bad.
same. If the dog gets annoying, she's a loud girl. Just let me know I'm
She's
mute.
just a happy girl.
She is a happy girl.
Didn't even notice.
Right. She's a Great Pyrenees, so she likes to alert
She's a
everything.
big old dog.
Yeah.
I love Lumi.
Incredible. All right. So I'm good. Anyone else?
Evan's good. He knows his.
I'm good.
Derek's good. Eric?
I'm good.
Okay. So now time must pass. Let me pull up a new deck here. Is this the right deck? Please be the right deck. Boop. So, time will pass. This is the season card. Woohoo! So, whoever thinks their creatures are the largest should take the season card for now. Um, how big are the hematodes and the modus?
I'd imagine still small. I mean,
Yeah.
the white blood cells of the Titan are going to be large, but I'd imagine smaller than like a jellyfish.
Okay.
Maybe
Um,
the Modus might be around 2-ish feet. These bat fleshy creatures that hang around.
mhm.
So maybe
I imagine the Luminae are kind of swarm-like. Like there's
Hmm.
probably a bunch of
Exactly.
small ones, would be my
yeah,
thought.
Mhm.
Evan, is that what you were thinking with them?
No, yeah, absolutely. I was thinking them as a swarm that kind of move in
yeah.
synchronous, kind of floating things. I had pictured them slightly bigger than a regular jellyfish, but not too much bigger.
Hmm.
Maybe
I mean, there's
a
some
foot and a half
big
in size.
jellyfish out
There
there.
are some big, actually. Yeah,
But
you're right.
yeah, considering we're in a Titan as well,
Mhm.
um, I imagine we're all not puny.
Right.
Um,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that the acid eels probably are the largest creature in our system here. If anybody wants to fight me, you can, but I think I'm gonna
No. The
claim
only
that for
thing
me.
I just got
Okay.
wingspan, so about the wingspan's 2-ish feet. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm thinking like oarfish
Mm,
is my thought. Probably a
that's
bit
Mhm.
cool.
larger.
Yeah,
Um, like if it was out in the ocean with our characters, like sea serpent is the vibe, I think.
that's cool.
Um, dang, y'all are tiny. All right.
I can make it
uh,
bigger. Make these big flesh bat things in there if you want.
disgusting. You could. I'm going to put the event deck out. There's that. And the myth making card I need to grab as well. That's not what I wanted. Nope, that's still not what I wanted. This one? Oh boy. Myth making, there we go. That is a secret, fun thing for us to discover later. Okay, so our current season. I think our current season is active digestion.
Mhm.
Um, Something has been consumed, and this is like the great influx of material to our realm, right? So there's probably turmoil right now. This is probably when we're seeing an explosion of species.
Hmm.
Like
Mhm.
everything is fresh and vibrant. Um, this is the period of growth for us as the feeding frenzy begins. Um,
If I may
mhm.
propose
Yeah.
that in the Titan stomach there exist two seasons: the feeding season and the fasting season.
Ooh,
Hmm.
interesting. Any counter
Kind of like a
proposals?
kind of like in Africa where there's the rainy season and the not the dry season.
Okay.
No, I think that makes sense. Well, when we're in the fasting season, this creature is probably not as active, right? So would the temperatures be hotter or colder during the fasting season? Like probably
I
colder,
would
right? Less energy.
I would suspect it would cool off.
Yeah,
Kind of be like a big
Um,
great hibernation,
right.
but like a
yeah,
multi-species hibernation.
so
Yeah.
current season is feasting. This explosion of our world. Derek, you seem to have something.
No, no, I agreed with it. I was just thinking there is no set frequency of when it switches from one to another.
Right. It
Yeah.
depends on when a god dies, I
Yeah.
assume,
Mhm.
and how quickly the Titan can reach it. Because I don't know if this is the only Titan that does this, but this is the only one that matters to us. You know. So in this season, there is a major influx of material. Um, the species tend to boom. Populations tend to increase quite a bit. Um, I would say for the acid eels as well, they end up larger just because it can support their growth. Um, that's a personal one. So, does anyone have any questions for me about this season? Since I have the season card.
Um, just I'm just again, temperature's more humid, warmer, more juices going around. Gross things, but
Don't like the way you said that, but
yeah,
yes.
yes. I'm not. I don't know how
More
else to say it.
The juices are flowing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep.
Yep, nailed it.
We're,
Okay.
The choir is singing.
the choir is singing. The Modus choir.
Okay. So, barring any additional questions about this particular season, I choose Eric to draw an event card. So you're going to draw the card, answer any question, the question that's on it, and the rest of us, if we have elaborating questions, we will ask them. Um, and with your event, try and get the other species involved in it as well.
I drew comfort. A member of your species eases the suffering of a member of another species during the season. Describe this
Ooh.
event.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and deal that out into the middle there. Cinco.
Mhm.
So tell us about this comfort card. You're easing the suffering of another species.
That's interesting. The predator easing it.
Yeah,
You
what are
already
you
have a
making easier?
symbiosis set up
We
with the
did.
hematodes.
I know we did talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
So the suffering of the hematodes. What would be their suffering right now, or do I make their suffering?
You
And I
make this. Let them
okay.
suffer.
Oh.
Declarative
And then help them.
statements.
And that
Let them
helped
suffer
them.
and then help them.
Okay. So the hematodes, they're on the ground more, right? Are they more they have bipedal, four legs,
Uh,
slither.
I don't know.
I'm assuming they look like nematodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nematodes from SpongeBob.
I was thinking of the toad-like creatures in Cult of the Lamb. The one boss
Oh.
is a toad.
He's a toad with many eyes.
Yeah.
That's where
Um,
my brain went.
I was also going
I
to the
was
ones
thinking of-
from Futurama.
The
The-
Hypnotoad.
The Hypnotoad, the Nuggets.
The nuggets.
If
Be
that
right
makes
back.
sense.
Gotta go Google a thing.
Okay.
Futurama.
Oh, the Poplars.
I see. That's disgusting, and I hate that.
Yeah, and they can eventually grow up to be like the full grown size. Maybe.
Okay.
So
Just a
yeah,
crusty little turd thing.
we'll go
Alright.
we'll go bipedal.
Bipedal. Okay.
Now I'm just picturing these poplar things just running around with two little legs.
They're delicious.
Okay, so describe the suffering of the hematodes and how the uh, Motus ease this suffering.
And would the acid eels be a predator for the hematodes?
Probably, if it falls in the
So-
acid, I think it's fair game.
And then is
If
there
it falls
any
in the acid, it's ours.
right? So maybe there's two sounds the Modus make: feeding sound and then danger sound. And then as we're going toward feeding sound, the Modus keep directing the hematodes away from acid pools where these acid eels would be, because they can pick up them in the acid pools themselves.
Ooh, interesting.
So I'm helping guide toward the prey, and then we're calling out danger sound and calling out feeding sound, and the hematodes are following that direction.
Okay. Cool. Do we have any questions about this event?
Is this a purely well, we help each other with food kind of action?
Altruistic?
Or yeah, is there another motive behind it besides
I don't even know if the Modus are consciously alerting the I think the hematodes are just picking up on their sounds and they're just kind of following the directions of it. Would that make any sense?
Yeah, just picked up on it from at least older generations, and the younger ones just still haven't gotten to it yet. The ones that
Right.
survive are
Mhm.
the ones that can learn the sound differences.
Okay. A little bit of forced evolution with the
Mhm.
hematodes. Figure it out or perish.
Mm.
Mhm.
Learn the song or
Learn the
die.
song. Yep. Learn
Small.
the songs. Follow the songs.
Okay. Um, any other questions? Because that's an interesting one. Is like the kind of the impetus behind that behavior. Um, I like it. I like it. If there are no additional questions,
I actually do have one more question.
of course.
Looking
Go
at the
ahead.
card, it describes a member of your species easing the suffering of another species. It doesn't say whether or not that other species actually listens or continues to um, follow or heed your call.
You
Right.
I'm
are
curious
being
if that is,
helped.
are they
Do
being
not,
helped?
do not resist.
So, okay, what was the question again? I'm trying to follow it.
I guess the question is, are the hematodes listening to this new
Oh,
song? I don't know if we can
That
establish it as a canon.
that feels like a Derek question.
yeah.
Like, how quickly do you
Yeah.
think the hematodes are learning these
Because now
patterns?
this is now a spark of intelligence. They're
Mm.
listening to their environment and they're responding in kind. And this might be the start of intelligence within this Titan's stomach. Maybe the
It
hematodes are the one to rule us all.
absolutely, yeah, it absolutely depends on how often these feasts are happening. With too
Mhm.
much famine, there are going to be no hematodes left to learn until the next feast arrives, and how many generations have survived at that point
Yeah,
to
and that is
instruct the
like the
rest to
question
keep moving. Yeah.
is,
Uh,
how long does it take to digest a god's body? Is it a 1 week system, or is it like it gets stuck in the Sarlacc pit and is in there for 1,000 years plus? Uh,
That's a reference. I think that one's Dune. Is that one Dune?
that was Star Wars as
Close.
well.
Dang it.
But it does
I
happen
knew
in
there
the
was a
desert,
worm
and it
Still
kind
behind.
of
up.
like
Yep.
the the dune worms.
So, Derek, question for you. Less about how long does it take to digest a god. How does how do the hematodes survive for that long? Like, is there kind of so with like monarch butterflies? Okay, stick with me here. There are 3 generations that will make the
Hmm.
migration, right? One group will make it all the way down, and then you have 2 phases that make their way back, right? Like, is there kind of a phase system with the population of hematodes? Like, do you get a variation? Like, there's this influx of food, everything's bursting with energy, so there's a specific variety of hematode that arises that can survive and, like, I don't know, mass produce itself. Like, does it just sit and eat and eat and eat and store that up so when a famine does hit, like, they can survive through that famine until the next round? Like, how do the hematodes survive that? And then I guess as well, like, how do the Motus
Mm.
survive that?
Yeah, pushing out more of the poplars as it just eats more and more. See, I was thinking more of like the water bear, or like a hibernation. They're just like suspended
Okay.
for so
They go into a
long.
stasis.
Yes. So they don't need to
Interesting.
take anything in, and whatever comes out is what survives at that point.
Interesting. Because then, like, you would have generations that could potentially last for a while.
Hmm. And then
Um,
those are the ones that would need to consume first once the
mhm.
feast hits.
Interesting. Um, Eric, do you have any way that you think that you could tie the Motus uh, into that? Like, you said you don't think they're intentionally guiding.
No,
I'm
they're
good. I
they're
keep trying to say poplars.
popped.
The hematodes.
So their songs are meant for again danger, prey, shelter, more like that. There's a couple of them. For them, I don't actually feed off the god itself. I feed off of the other creatures in this environment. So
Hmm.
more creature, more better, but less creature, then my population would slowly dwindle down, and they would go into more of a less movement, maybe a migration up and down, just finding food itself, the
Ooh.
jellyfish or anything else that's in here,
If
or
this
anything
creature has
else.
multiple stomachs,
Right.
are the Modus migrating between
Anything else that comes in too, they could be eating, or something that unfortunately the winged creature. I imagine this place is like the Fae now. It's like a we have
Hello.
froze? I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh.
Hi,
I
hi.
imagine this I imagine this place is like the Fae. It's like we have these pretty jellyfish, we have these pretty flesh bat creatures
Mhm.
singing different songs, and then everything just wants to kill you.
I mean, valid.
Yeah.
I don't know what the last thing I said was.
Migration.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You were talking about migration.
Gotcha. Anyway, if we feel that this event has been decently well described and answered,
Okay.
um, Eric, would you please choose another player to take the myth making card?
Derek, would you like to pick next?
Sure.
Okay, Derek, myth making card. Gonna remove that one. Beep, 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 beep.
Outline a well-known myth, legend, or belief among your species about another player's species in the assemblage.
So it doesn't have to be that your species is sentient or has like legends that it passes down necessarily. But what is something that is um, quote unquote common knowledge or well known amongst your hematodes?
Well, well known, not necessarily about any other species, is we need to be where the formation, the weather itself is the most common, doesn't change often, could lead to frequent migrations.
Okay, so you're looking for like a consistent type zone, like a more temperate zone.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a way that you could tell that from another of our species? Do you think?
Well, that would go back to the modus again.
If I may, so my jellyfish, they feed on divine energy as they come off of the gods. Like many jellyfish, they have multiple stomachs. So when they are absorbing this energy, their stomachs, because like most jellyfish, they are see-through, will illuminate, and you'll see these multiple pouches of this energy that is absorbing. From a distance, kind of looks like stars in a way. I wonder if they would use that as a migratory process to see, I see the luminary. They are illuminated over here. That means they're feeding in this section. Let's migrate that way.
Mm-hmm.
On the contrary, what if they avoid those areas?
That's
Because that's where the
mm,
feeding frenzy is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
yeah. Need to pick little pockets where there's enough food remaining that there aren't anything invasive that could possibly
Hmm.
come
It is a
by.
good indicator of where everybody else will be.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. So perhaps the hematodes tend to follow at a certain rate the luminae, keep track of where they are most populous, and then as the luminae are starting to like drift to a new area, that's
Mhm.
when you start to travel in, something like that. Maybe that's when the Modus are heading in as well.
That was my question. How fast are the Modus moving in once the Luminae
Oh,
start to drop?
I imagine it's like almost like a piranha frenzy. So once you hear that song once, and then hear it again, and then it's you ever hear the cackling of coyotes?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the one, and then more and more and more, and then all of a sudden, all the song is just playing just loudly, and then that's how it happens really quick after the one song, or and then another one, and then all of a sudden they're all in on the frenzy.
And those are
So they're
the young
fast.
hematodes who have not survived, who have not gone through many feasts. They go after the first sound,
Right.
and the rest kind of stay back. They know what's coming.
Okay, interesting. The sacrificial wave.
Yeah.
The foot soldiers. Fascinating. Okay, very cool. So why don't you go ahead and pick somebody new to take the season card?
Go
I'm
with.
thinking we'll
Mhm.
stick with the 2 seasons because this has taken us a decent chunk of time.
Yeah.
So if we do just 2 rounds of this, that should get us to our closing time.
Mhm.
So somebody new for that season card, if
How
you
about
would.
the acid eels?
Okay, so I already did a season. Pick somebody different.
Oh, sorry.
Please leave me.
Evan.
I will take the other season, and we will transition into the fasting season when the body has processed the last god that it has eaten, and one by one, the blinking, twinkling lights of the Luminae slowly start to go out, as there is no more energy to be derived from these bodies, and the world is plunged into darkness, and this thus starts this cohabitual hibernation period in the Titan's stomach. Uh, Food goes down, reproduction goes down, the acid levels will stay at a fixed, if not dropping level. And I feel like there would be some sort of infighting amongst the eels for the little territory that is remaining, um,
Mm.
as they have to fight over food, the scarcity of it,
I
and
think you
the
would see
lowering.
a dropping of the population where you're only
Mm.
having maybe a few of the largest specimens uh, would be around. As I think there's probably not a lot of honor amongst acid eels. They are probably going to engage in cannibalism as necessary.
Mhm. As
Uh,
fun, it's a fun thing.
just
Um,
as a treat.
I would also imagine that most of the species that live within this Titan have developed some sort of dark sight, dark vision. But as the twinkling lights remove themselves from the night sky, um, I wonder if a sporadic evolution or a dormant evolution that exists in all these species would pop over and they would get some sort of another way of seeing besides visible light, maybe infrared, maybe some people like your bats develop an ultrasonic version of sight, where
Right.
they kind of
Echo.
echolocate throughout the stomach, with their songs that they
The
develop.
echoes of the songs.
Hmm.
Um,
Echoes of dead gods.
so, are the Modus, um, since most of their calls so far have been food and fear, you know,
Mm-hmm.
would they go silent? Would they mostly go silent? Because
There
there's
is
not much of either, right?
one.
Well,
There is one more call. It's for shelter, and I don't know. You don't want me to tell like the weakness, right? But it has to do with their
Mm.
weakness,
uh-huh. Yeah, no. That
right?
secret vulnerability, don't tell us.
Right. So I'm not going to say anymore. But there's a
No.
call for that,
Okay.
and then that's about it.
So
This
that's
is
interesting.
Yeah. This is where the modus, like the reproduction was booming during the feeding frenzies, but now that this is where their numbers dwindle. Is during this time.
Um, and then the hematodes, you were saying about a dormant period for them as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just complete stasis or whatever's remaining after the feast.
I feel like the acid eels are still somewhat active, especially if they're going to start cannibalizing each other.
I am going to flip the script a little bit. I think for
Hmm.
most of the species, there will be this downturn in population. And I think
Mm-hmm.
for the Luminari, we're going to see an uptick. This is the time that
Soprasaurus.
they repopulate. The
You
Supersaurus, the
you
Luminari,
don't you need
the
the
Luminae.
energy to reproduce almost.
Um, Now that they have the energy in their stomach
Yeah.
as they're processing it, this is when they start the reproduction cycle, which I'm going to keep it secret because it is tied to one of my weaknesses, and maybe we'll get
Okay,
there
then I won't
eventually.
say anything because my park has jellyfish. We do have freshwater jellyfish.
Mhm.
Oh.
And because of that, I did learn about the reproductive cycles of jellyfish. But I'll keep my mouth shut.
This I am using jellyfish as a base, but I want them to be unique in a way, and I think I may have done that.
Fascinating. Okay.
So they are jellyfish in sight, but not really in function.
Derek, do you want to hint the secret vulnerability of hematodes too? Everybody else's. That was a
Oh.
joke.
Don't do it. Keep it to yourself.
Okay. Is there anything else going on in this season? Stuff is slowing down. I would
Mhm.
imagine that the weather becomes much more neutral in
Yep.
general.
Calm.
Um,
Migration happens for the Modus.
yep, you've got your modus migration.
Mhm.
I think this is where we would see an uptick in very large distances between them, but these earthquakes that we had mentioned before,
Mm.
maybe
Hmm.
not as maybe that harkens towards the end of a fasting season. The earthquakes start to happen again, and this is what maybe triggers a lot of these species that in some time, in an indeterminate amount, but sooner rather than later, feeding season will begin again.
Yeah. Okay. Um, with that, please choose somebody else to draw an event card.
I'm going to choose you to draw an event card.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, you.
All right. All right. I'll do it.
You skipped out on the last season.
Beliefs. Oh boy. A powerful belief takes hold among some members of your species during this season. What is this belief and how does it spread, affect daily life and relationships? So, as mentioned, the acid eels do engage in cannibalism as this fasting, this famine season uh, comes into play, right? So, I think the belief is that if one survives, all will survive. So, in order for one to survive, whatever has to happen happens, right? Even if another is sacrificed by making it through the season as the strongest member, um, the species continues on, right? So you don't want to be the one that gets sacrificed, that gets eaten, but it is a worthwhile uh, sacrifice to make of somebody else.
I'm curious about the structure of acid eels. It sounds like they're very solo, like they don't work well with others. They're not very societal
If there's an
species.
abundance of food, they will they work better together. Um, so like real world coyotes
Mhm.
tend to be solo until there's a larger meal, right? Or until like mating is happening, that kind of thing, right? So I'd imagine it's similar in that if there's a bunch of food and they don't need to eat each other, they'll spend more time around each other.
Mm, mhm.
Because like during the the feasting season, there's going to be more acid pools. There's going to be more material around for them to all live in as well. Um, there's probably like a couple of very large eels that exist.
Mhm.
Um,
And that was my next question. If there was some sort of
King of the
I'm the
pond.
big dog right now, keep feeding me so that our species can survive. Maybe like in an ant colony, there's obviously the queen ant. And
mhm.
to ensure the colony's survival, they'll keep feeding her as much as they can, even at the behest
I
of
don't think it's
other ants.
quite that way. I don't think it's quite that
Mm.
colonial. Um,
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it would be.
do you guys remember the IO games like Worm IO?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They keep eating each
That's
other.
kind of what I'm picturing for these acid eels. Is like if you can kill off the biggest one, freaking go for it. That means you're
You get all
stronger.
the points.
You get all of the nutrients from it, right? And you can grow really quickly and better survive the famine period. But I don't think it's like magnanimous, like, yes, eat me so that you may continue. It's like, I want to continue. As long as one of us continues, we're good.
I would wonder if that would also work as like a natural form of population control. That during the feeding times, the acid eels they repopulate like crazy, so that
Hmm.
during the feasting time, or the feasting, the
The fasting.
fasting time, they can eat each other as a sustained energy source going forward.
Right. Like, this
Oh.
is my fridge.
Yeah, like
I'm
a
just
like a
gonna I'm just
stockpile.
gonna cut into the freezer stockpile as we get into the cold winter months. Right? It just happens to be
Mm.
alive.
Well, now we
It
got a
has done the
monopoly of
collecting for me.
acid eels. We got the Walmart acid eel.
Oh.
There's no mom and pop acid eels anymore.
Ah, man, it's just what are we doing here, you know? Um,
All the acid eels
so
are out of a bag now.
so I think that is the belief. Like as long as one survives, that's the
Mhm.
goal. Hopefully it's me, but we are willing to eat the others to that
As
end,
many as it takes.
whatever it takes. How does that belief affect daily life? I mean, it becomes a little more tense, I'd imagine, for each individual, like trying to be the one to
Mhm.
survive. Relationships? We're not in it for relationships right now. This is not the mating season. This is not when we do that. This is when we survive. Um, all right. Any other questions about that belief?
No.
Oh,
Okay. Um, myth making. Who did the myth making one last time?
I
That
think it
was
was
me.
Derek.
That's Derek. All right,
Yeah.
Eric, you're up, friend.
outline a well-known myth, legend, or belief
Eric.
among your species. I mean, we went over it already. That when the jellyfish go out, it's time to migrate and do it quickly.
Mm.
So the belief is the
Question is,
shakings
where are they
will happen.
migrating to? Like, how big is this Titan stomach? Is like so big that there is migratory paths, or do
Let's
they
let's
just
put
go
a
from
pin
one
in
side of the stomach to the other?
let's put a pin in that. Let's put a pin in that one.
There's that phrase again. He's loving that one.
He does love it
He gets
because
this
I
because
love it. I use it all the time.
he wrecked me with it for 2 years straight. I get to do it now a little bit. um. So yeah, when the song for Shelter happens after all the shaking starting, that the belief is you have to make it to the migrating area to survive, essentially.
Okay, kind of that
Yeah.
instinctual drive to return to.
Yep.
Um, I'm gonna say hibernaculum. That's not the word I want. But that destination.
And there is a certain location reason why, but
That's a
as
secret.
everything, yeah,
That's the secret
and then
sequel.
the first indication is the first rumbling or earthquake.
So as the earthquakes begin,
Yeah.
the Motus begin their migration.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, what what is the migration like for Modus? Do many of them survive? Are there more hazards along the way? Are they just
There-
dropping as they're going because they're getting weaker? Um, what is the migration
So
look like?
other creatures would probably be picking them off easier for
Hmm.
reasons. And that's
Secret
Reasons.
reasons.
yeah, it's
The
so
reasons for
hard.
Cusco.
Yes, for secret reasons, they would be
Cusco's
getting lower,
reasons.
so other creatures would be getting toward them. They'd be slowing down more, and they'd
Now I'm
be
just
yeah.
now I'm just picturing eels like leaping up to
Yep,
snatch
they could have
Modus.
easily could have. Yep.
Oh, fun. Fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to be a bastard, but here we are.
I mean,
You
we
arrived
all
anyway.
we all have to have our weaknesses, right? I can't be just like hanging on the walls and just this crazy strong species.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you're just
But
like these
maybe
little suction cup bats and you're crawling
right.
along the stomach lining. I don't
Uh,
know.
I imagine more like their wings have these spikes and they lash themselves into the lining.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ouch.
Um.
But I
Yep.
mean, scale wise, the
Right.
Titan's not going to feel that.
No, it's gonna. So yeah, the migration that a lot of them get picked off there,
Okay.
like when the rumblings start.
Any other questions about this particular myth from anyone else?
Mhm.
And you can hear it too the whole time. It's the same song of get to this migration area.
Right, right.
I imagine it's. I like the idea. I haven't said before. It's like a pretty song. You just hear this like pretty.
Well, I had ideas for that as well.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, there is a predator-prey relationship between the the Luminae, and the
Mhm.
Modus.
The
I'm wondering
Illuminati.
the Illuminati. I'm wondering if it's because they eat the Luminae, which are filled with divine energy, that
Mhm.
their voices then become
Oh,
angelic, like a choir of some kind, to kind of play into this god theme.
that'd be fun. And then after the first one hunts the first Luminae, then they can play the song again.
Hmm.
And then that's where they know where to go to for these jellyfish. I like that. Yeah.
Is it more like an unconscious thing then after they eat it? It's not
Hmm.
on
It
purpose.
it, mi- it might be. Yeah.
Like the divine energy itself is what's coding its like vocal cords or something,
It's
or
like
is what it
warping
allows
it.
warping
Mm-hmm.
it. Is I
They're
think it's probably.
singing
Yeah.
through it, and it's a filter
Mhm.
almost on the
Right.
voice.
As they're
Right.
It
yeah, as
almost
they're
gives this
digesting, it just kind of comes in.
haunting
The
chorus
fumes.
The
that
last
follows
echoes
this
of
titan.
whatever
So
got. Yeah.
when this titan is moving through its environment,
Oh, that's
it
Mhm.
has this haunting chorus that comes along with it. You assume it's
Mhm.
from the titan itself, but actually it's its
It's
stomach
from inside it.
digesting
Mm.
its food.
And
Mhm.
then the next Titan over is like, dude, are you hungry? Are you good?
You need like a
Because
a
anytime my
gotcha or
stomach grumbles,
something.
somebody's like, are you okay? Do you need food?
I ate
Take this
yesterday.
take this bottle of Pepto. Calm down.
Yeah. No, that's fun. That's a fun thing to play with.
Very cool. Okay. So I have set up before us a few new cards. I'm gonna get rid of these things. Scooch. Make this bigger. Pa, pa, pa. Okay. So before us, we have the Cataclysm cards. All things come to an end at some point, and so too must our assemblage. The question is how, right? What is it that takes us out? What is our undoing? Um, so we will collectively choose a card to frame the outcome here. Take a look at your secret vulnerability and choose the cataclysm that will have the biggest impact on your species, whatever that means. So we each, all of us, will agree on one card. Um, Should your species become extinct, you will have more control over the story at the end of the game. So if that's something that you want, try and push the cataclysm in that direction. Uh, if you don't like, if we don't like any of these decisions or any of these cataclysms, we'll do a new round of cards.
I'm curious to see what the other cards are now.
I mean,
I
of
have
these
two good
three,
ones from these. Yeah.
I like super species.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that works
That's
for
where
me.
I'm leaning as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
also, like,
unanimous agreement. Amazing. Anyone want to argue for anything else, or are we sticking with super species?
I can argue for cosmic events, something
Yeah.
killing this Titan and putting it into this permanent stage of fasting, um, where nothing knows how to continue processing anything anymore.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I like super species too because that works very well for my weakness. I will definitely lose extinct.
Another hint. All right, so super species. Through evolution or a mutation, one species becomes overly effective. And we can decide what that means then. So, hand the Cataclysm card chosen by the group to the player representing the Keystone species. Oh, my bad. We weren't supposed to see these. Too bad, it's our game.
Oh,
Um,
Oh.
oopsie.
that's what I picked.
Oh well.
My bad.
Yeah.
The
I
card I was
mean,
given.
So, Evan, you
Yeah.
are our Keystone species.
Mhm.
Define the Cataclysm. So what happens here? And then why does it happen and how long does it take? So with this super species, what happens? How is this the end of things?
Well, I mean, again, we touched on this. I'm seeing the hematodes gain sentience at some point through their evolutionary cycle. That they hear the choirs, they know when is a good time to feed, when is a bad time to feed, and so that kind of starts them on this understanding cycles. Um, they have been through fasting and feeding seasons, so they know how the environment reacts, and so they react to it. They know when the earthquakes start, that's when they can get together. They've already formed these small collectives. um, and I
Okay.
want to say that the downfall of our environment is the sentience that the hematodes gain, and they start
Okay.
to use that to exploit.
We are going to pause for just a moment.
Okay.
As we enter Trophic Cascade. So as one thing changes in this web of ours, in this assemblage, other effects will occur. So before we tell the full story of our cataclysm, the person to the left of our keystone species, so
Eric.
that would be Eric. What is your species' secret vulnerability?
all right.
All of us will take the responsibility to decide which species do become extinct. So we're going to listen to our vulnerability, and by consensus, we're going to pick who dies as a result of this cataclysm.
Who lives, who dies, who tells their
Tells your
story.
story. Exactly. So, Eric,
So-
what is your vulnerability?
So the Modus are these fleshy bat creatures. The way they stay hydrated, or the mucus on their wings themselves, is from the walls of the Titan. The walls of the
Mhm.
Titan only produces mucus when it's feeding season, and there's only a certain part upper bot like up during the migration path where this mucus stays being produced, and it needs to have a temperature controlled area as well. If it gets too cold, they'll also start getting lower and lower and lower until eventually they can't fly anymore. So you need the mucus and the temperature to be right to fly around.
Okay. And that is your secret vulnerability. You need
Yep.
those factors
I need
to
those
be able to fly.
factors. Yep. And then a bat on the ground is very easy to pick up and eat.
It sure is. Derek, what is your secret vulnerability?
My secret vulnerability is it needs everything else around it to survive. When it is in stasis during the fasting, the hematodes only know to go to eat when they can see the light from the luminae, and the sounds from the modus, the gurgling from the acid eels. Once the hematodes, if they become sentient and start to colonize the entire Titan, there is nothing to wake it up. They grow, they become these clumps of cells, and die off. Whether it kills off the Titans and anything around it, it needs something to awaken it.
Okay. Secret vulnerability for the acid eels. They are all one clonal colony. A sickness in one will kill all the others.
No biodiversity.
Mm-hmm.
There's no diversity. There is only one genetic acid eel, basically. Very much inspired by cheetahs. There is no diversity. Evan, what is the
So
secret
for
vulnerability?
the Luminae, I wanted to take them from being animalistic to being something beyond that. I want mine to be more of a fungus than an animal, if you were looking at it through like a biological standpoint. As far as that goes, the Luminae, especially during the fasting season when the lights are gone, repopulate through spores. They require a host in order to propagate their species. They don't bud and they don't mate in any way. The spores trickle down in the darkness and infect either hematodes or the modus or the acid eels or the various other species that live with us. And through their body, through their sacrifice, more Luminae are born. Without any other
Okay.
species, they die. And if any one of those species develops a resistance to the spores, I die.
Okay. So, as a group, who is the single species that dies as a result of this cataclysm? Who will become our extinct species?
I'd start to argue the Luminae is the hematodes, because of them gaining sentience, would probably maybe track the other reproduction cycles of other creatures. They know that the spores are bad. They lose hematodes to the spores. And they're already trying to avoid them. They don't get infected by the spores. The acid
Anyone
eels are
else?
killing themselves, and
Well,
the modus already eat the Luminae, so I would assume they're immune as well.
yeah. Illuminate. I mean, there's an argument for acid eels too, because
I
one
mean,
sickness can just wipe them all out, and they'd eat each
that's also
other.
true.
So it's just spread. Luckily,
So
they live in
how
acid. So
So how does the advancement of the hematodes contribute to sickness amongst the eels?
what if the hematodes are sentient enough to poison the eels somehow or to make a sickness for them because they're just in the way of the hematodes, the danger?
So that was a thought I had as well. The saprotroph
Mm,
connection. One species feeds on the other after it decays. Um, Perhaps, I mean, depending on how smart the hematodes get, could they drop something in the acid for the eels, knowing full well it will be eaten if it's attached to a hematode body?
They know
Yeah.
to
You
toss
could,
off the ones in stasis that they know
right?
are
I
covered in
mean,
the spores.
taking it one more step further, there are many gods in the world to be eaten. Maybe a god of pestilence is eaten, and that
Ooh.
is what spreads sickness amongst the stomach, the intestines, as
So
it
it should be
is.
tied to the super species because that's our cataclysm.
Hmm.
That's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to bring the hematode. But yeah,
Well, we could say that the hematodes, because they do have genetic diversity, maybe develop some sort of immunity or a tolerance, let's say, to something as simple as like a common cold. But to the acid eels who have none of those markers, a common cold is deadly.
mhm.
Which then, without the hematodes, or sorry, the acid eels collecting any other fallen debris, there is more food for the hematodes. There is no competition really, besides with the symbiotic relationship they already have with the Motus.
Could it be somewhat of a mix eventually of the Luminae and the hematodes? After being infected for so long, you see these glow about them. They're able to take in
Mm-hmm.
the gods themselves.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like I'm dead. Describe a short scene involving the last living member of the species. What are they doing? How do they say goodbye?
Peace out.
The acid eels, as long as one survives, that is the goal. And as they are falling ill, um, they are being eaten because waste not, want not, right? These eels don't think too deep about what they're eating. If it falls in the acid, it's fair game. Even other eels. And eventually there is one left. There's poisoned food dropping in. It might not even be the largest one left. Um, I mean, by default, it has to be. But it is alone in this pool. You see those glowing spines tracing patterns as it gets weaker and weaker until it too passes and the glow in the acid dissipates. There are no more predators in the acid of this stomach. The person to my left will narrate what happens to their species as a result of the cataclysm. Evan, the hematodes are becoming smarter. They are evolving. How
We've seen the
does
death
your species
of the
respond?
acid eel. The hematodes are getting smarter. They're resistant to my spores. I am having trouble repopulating. Um, Without more of my species, there's less things breaking the gods down. That is putting a kink in the cycle. Without something to process these things down, I mean, maybe even not even processing them down, but taking off this shield that they carry around themselves, this divine energy that keeps them protected, is kind of what the Luminae feed off of. They take down that shield so that the other natural biological processes through here, the hematodes, the Motus, the acid eels, can actually break the body down. Without more of those, the the gaudy bodies, they start to pile up. Um, I don't know if that's the death of my species, but a low uh, a low count on their numbers as they
Mhm.
slowly get smaller and smaller. Um,
Okay. You will not die from this. That's my job. That
okay.
is what was voted. Um,
Mm,
so as the Luvinae become sparser, how do they change to like what changes about them that does allow them to continue on in spite of what's going on with this cataclysm?
in spite of it,
Like, are they getting larger? Are they do they digest slower so that they can continue to process? Maybe you make more
yeah,
spores
I
or
like the idea of them instead of having more of them, they're just getting larger. They're surviving for longer. They are getting older. The average lifespan rises as these floating luminae start to get larger and larger and almost form clouds of what used to be once a colony of luminae has now become a singular unit. More solo, more
a little more solitary.
yeah, a little more solitary, less herd mentality.
Interesting. All right. To your left, Eric.
Yes.
How do the Motus respond to this cataclysm? What happens with your species?
Hmm. Well, if the Luminae are getting bigger but less frequent, I'm probably running out of food source, right? To hunt. If there's less and less,
Well,
or
the one that you would eat would last longer.
would last longer. So there would be a
If you had more
swarm
than
on
one.
one instead of multiple.
Mm.
The change, well, you have to go back to the hematodes always use the motives for finding food danger. So I don't know if I would be directly affected by them because they use me as a tool. The only thing that would
Hmm.
change would be the food source size changing and frequent, like how many
Well, I mean,
luminae would be
since you
there.
two had symbiosis going, where the
Right.
hematodes were helping to protect you as well, um, perhaps the Motus are predated a bit more often. The hematodes are no
Mm.
longer providing that symbiotic protection.
Maybe they use me as a pet. They capture the modus, use them for
Flying mounts.
right.
That's an option.
Derek?
I was thinking there is no symbiosis left. Once the hematodes have gotten sentient enough, they didn't start out conscious, but at this point, they don't need your sounds.
Right.
They can just follow the food themselves. So,
Right, they can logic through it
yeah, maybe
a
it's
bit
the
better.
Modus's option at this point. Okay, we can't do anything. Maybe we become the pets, or you are the.
Let's
Well,
domesticate ourselves.
that or do I feed off the hematodes now? Because I'm a predator all around. Do I if the hematodes are out more and being more bold, would they be alerting the modus more for me coming down to say attack them in a
We're
swarm?
also seeing an opening in an ecosystem. With the acid
Right.
eels being killed away, there is an opening for the bats to go acid bats.
Right? Yeah. Acid bat.
Food
So
spreads
does it
out.
turn into
Pretty sure this is Pokemon.
Yeah.
yeah. Does it turn into symbiosis too? We turn to predator prey relationship then.
Yeah, I take like
Okay.
the upper core, you take the lower.
Yeah.
Whoever fights off, yeah.
And then when we meet in the middle, we just fight each other.
Whoever survives, survives in that
Mm-hmm.
encounter.
Mm.
Okay.
Right.
Derek, hematodes. You're getting smarter. What else is happening to your species during this cataclysm?
Oh, we are spreading as far as possible, making colonies out of ourselves. Once fasting hits, we are using ourselves as home bases, possibly spreading out of the Titan. It would take
Mm.
like millennia, so much time to try to eventually break out, but we are barreling our way onto whatever is outside of the Titan itself and spreading from there.
Okay. And I jumped the gun a little bit and told my part of the story
Hmm.
that the acid eels are gone. And that is the end of our cataclysm. There is one final narration from each person in this uh, in this story, and that is for the future. Generations have passed. How is the extinct species remembered? Tell a myth, a legend, or a memory of the way the world used to be. I'm gone, so I
Hmm.
have no story to tell. Evan?
Story's over. Well, in the confines of a Titan's stomach, belly, there is very little to look for. It's dark, it's dingy, some might describe it as smelly. But the light of the Luminae will never be forgotten. It was enticing, entrancing.
Sorry,
It
this is a story about the acid eels, not the Luminae.
Oh,
How
about the
dare you?
ast oh, I
I'm
thought it was about the future of the
extinct!
Luminae.
No! A memory of the way things used to be. It's all about
Of the
me, buddy.
acid eel.
Y'all killed me.
Okay. I see. I understand now. I thought it was we were supposed to describe our own personal
No, no,
futures
no.
and
Sorry.
applications.
No, I want to hear
How
about
do
me.
I describe the acid eels?
A
The
myth, a
Luminae and
legend,
the
or a
acid
memory.
eels really never encountered much. The Luminae kind of floating at the top of the sphincter muscle that allows the food to kind of come in and go. You kind of living at the bottom. Um, but on certain nights, if the Luminae had ears, they could hear the gnawing and the thrashing and the splashing of the acid eels as they feasted upon each other. And it added to the ambiance of the choir to kind of produce almost a battle music amongst
A
the stomach's
percussion
inhabitants.
backbeat.
Yes. I think that's how the Luminae remember the acid eels. Uh,
All right. Eric? How do the Modus remember the acid eels?
The Modus remember the acid eels. They don't know why, but there's a certain song whenever you get close to an acid pool that's been passed down for eons. But still to this day, there is a danger specifically just to these acid pools. When they remember the pools, they remember the acid eels. They get too close, they get eaten. Now these generations don't remember that, they don't know that, but that song is still there, and that's how they pass down the memory or forgotten memory of the acid pools and acid eels.
All right. Derek? What story do the hematodes tell? What memory do they pass on of the acid eels?
The hematodes tell the story of how ages ago they needed the Modus to live, to hunt, when to sleep, and they tell of how they became domesticated, how they now use the Modus to move, uh, to guide them to the next meal in a way. It's not as symbiotic as it used to be. Maybe a few from generations ago remember, and they try to tell what really happened. But at this point, it's all newer generations.
So how are the acid eels remembered by the hematodes? The extinct species that you drove to its death.
Oh, sorry, did I get that wrong?
Okay.
The acid eels.
I get to be selfish.
Tell me how great I am, or was.
Unfortunately, the acid eel didn't
Tell me
contribute
how
to society
horrible
very
I am.
much, so we don't really have any good memories at all.
Yes,
Sorry
okay.
about that.
Still a memory.
The acid eels were a menace. And after the spores of the Luminae started to drop, these god bones, we learned to use ourselves to fend them off. There's no positives from the hematodes in
That's
terms
okay.
of the eels.
Perfect. I'll be the villain in your story. Heck yeah, that's awesome. All right. Your species have all continued in some way or another. You've told how they survived this cataclysm, how they've changed, how they've grown, how they've adjusted. Need to flip the card here. This assemblage is remembered by a name. Could be a song, a phrase, a word, even an image that speaks to its entirety. What is this assemblage named? Naming things is always the hardest. What do we call this assemblage?
Toads, bats, eels, jellyfish.
We could always think larger. Name the Titan that we live inside.
Yeah.
How do we call this place?
Ventry. Latin. So since
Mhm.
we are all born here, created here, it's Latin for womb, stomach, abdomen, paunch, swelling.
The
Interesting.
Ventry.
The ventry. That's
What would you call the place where something is destroyed to begin anew?
Crucible?
This the
Um,
Crucible. This, to my knowledge, is the only place that gods go to die. It
place
almost
of
makes them a little more
recycling
mortal.
of
Mm-hmm.
um, the cycle of decomposition. Um,
I like the Divine Crucible. I think that works really well.
Mm.
But the Crucible almost feels like something that
that's
is
it's being
boring.
created.
Yeah, being created. Maybe the Divine something else. The Divine
If
decom.
the see, this is me thinking of the Titan coming from somewhere else rather than being from the world. And I was thinking of the Diaspora,
Mm.
Divine Diaspora.
Ooh. That's a cool one. A scattering of these energies. Let's see.
Heaven's Grave, maybe?
Ooh.
Like that one.
Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate. Yeah.
That's another reference. I know it is.
It's me, Evan Applegate.
It's okay. I don't get references either.
Cool,
That
cool,
was a
cool.
real,
Thanks.
real
I'm
thing.
glad.
Evan,
Uh,
Evan, and a
what
player
is
I can't
I can't remember the name of the drinking the Kool-Aid, but that's Heaven's Gate.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
With the Applegates.
Jonestown.
Jonestown, yep.
Jim Jones. Yeah.
Again, I'm trying to keep the this is a place where gods go to die.
Mhm.
The final pilgrimage. The kind of something like along those lines.
So I'm looking at thesaurus.com, thesaurus.com, however you say that word. Synonyms for destruction: carnage, ruin, elimination, abolition. Liquidation is funny. Just because it makes me think of like there's a liquidation sale going on with divine energies.
Divine
Calm
liquidation.
down. Extinguishing, ravaging, wreckage, ruination.
Maybe something with
There.
rending. Isn't rending like a synonym for destruction? To rend, to destroy.
Ooh, okay.
God rend.
To
Like God
rend,
rend.
to tear, break, divide, sever.
Tying in the sounds that the Luminae would make, the death rattle.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Interesting. The Sundering Choir.
Thundering Choir.
Like that, or like the Chapel of Digestion, the
Once
Choir
this,
of Digestion,
if this
making it more so, like all of us together are the congregation to
uh,
kind of see these gods to their final destination.
What were you saying, Eric?
is this creature it's absorbing the god and is it dispersing it back into the weave? Is that part of its function?
We
Like
don't
you
know.
have right.
Yeah.
So it could
Do
be
you
something
wanna?
like renewal, replenishing,
Okay,
or
okay.
words we can think about.
Recycle. What are some synonyms? Reuse, convert, reclaim, recover, reprocess, salvage, and save.
Because if
None of
this
those are sparking joy.
or is this thing just a black hole?
I don't
Of
think we know that.
yeah, right.
Well, I
Dang
think
it.
we would know that. I mean, our species lived in there. If it was a black hole, we'd all be gone.
I mean,
Put a
shrug
pin in it,
emoji.
Evan. Huh?
Shrug emoji. Repurpose.
Repurpose the divine energy.
Yeah.
The God gullet, the digestive wilds.
Eater of worlds. No, that's a
Hmm.
Terraria thing.
Hmm.
We've got 3 minutes, friends. I gotta put a timer on this, otherwise we're gonna be here forever. Diaspora. Exodus, dispersal, dispersion, dissolution. Mm-hmm. I like divine diaspora.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
neat.
works for me.
Derek, have you come up with something else that's cooler than that?
The Gobsmacker.
We have
Godsmacker.
The God gob.
the Hema
Oh
Thumpers.
no. Nope. Veto. All right. Divine Diaspora. I like it. It's going in the book. Make sure I spell this right. That'd be embarrassing. Because that is written in my copy of the book forever now. Woohoo! With that, the story of the Divine Diaspora comes to a close. A few species remain, changed for the better or worse. And somewhere in our world, there is a creature consuming dead gods.
That's
So
fun to
that
think
would be
about.
fun.
Add it to the list.
You know, when Duncan tries to revive somebody, bring them back after death, and
Mhm.
it doesn't work because his god got eaten.
Oh
This is
no!
gonna be your fault.
Oh no!
Get a bunch of hematodes crawling on you, going,
Sucker.
Their godbone weapons.
Can you imagine these crusty little turds? Oh my gosh.
I'm thinking
What
about the
am
I'm
I
other
making.
gods.
I'm imagine like
They
the Titan makes landfall and the stomach bursts open and all the hematodes run out to conquer the world.
were-
Oh my
They're
goodness.
few centimeters tall, if that.
Right? What an incredible time. Thank you all so much for playing this game with me.
It was a lot of fun.
I've
was
been
great.
wanting to play it and give it a go, and I could not imagine a better table. Suck it, Andrew and Curtis.
Yeah, we don't need them.
We don't need them. We made a very cool situation to explore later. Any stars or wishes for tonight? I know it's a bit of a different game, but star to you all, as per usual, jumping into something brand new and fully running with it. I love the creativity of your creatures, the interactions between them. Such a delightful conversation all around. So, stars for that.
And Gold Star, right back at you for introducing to us to a game that
I
definitely
never heard
is
of
unique. I don't think I've ever played
that.
anything quite like this.
Mhm.
And it is interesting. I
This is
enjoyed it.
by Scripted Games. It was a that was a backer kit. Backer kit, I think that one was. So I do have a little box set of properly printed cards, but they also provided a PDF that I yoinked all of the art from to put into Roll20. I am gonna have to delete all of that because it takes up so much storage. So we're probably not gonna play this for a good while because I refuse to give Roll20 my money.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Did you? Oh boy.
Yeah, when I made that character sheet, it's alright.
Oh no. Oh.
It's
buddy.
okay.
Until I
It's
get ya.
okay. I know.
That's how they get you. Any other stars, wishes, anything like that?
Star for our keystone. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree
Star
with that.
for our,
Yeah.
our star to our keystone creature that's started the
the
entire.
Lumine.
Yeah, they started the entire environment.
It's true. It's true. It was a very cool start to everything. Very good, excellent place to build off of. So thank you for that, Evan.
Thank you.
In
I will
addition,
triple that star.
any additional things anyone else would throw out to help each other? I mean, it helped myself as well to really dig into more of like what is a hematode. You can't do it with just one person.
No, it
Yeah,
was.
we are shaped by our environments.
Yeah. It was I've never been in a collaboration with other people just talking about a world, so that was a lot of fun. Start everyone letting me do it, I guess.
And I think that's the best part of something like this. We can get as weird and creative and funky with it, and I know somewhere it's going to show up. It's just going to be a little hematode army somewhere. Or there's like the the destroyed belly of a Titan somewhere, and it's just leaking all of this stuff out into the world.
Mhm.
For Duncan and the gang to have to follow up with. It's
Yeah.
almost like I know that it's coming. I'm excited to see where it shows up.
Mhm.
Me too, man. I really do love that y'all latched on to the side quests so well
Mhm.
that we're still doing them like each month. It's very fun for me. And thank you for letting me run one. It's been a minute
Yeah,
since we've
thank you
done
for
Absolutely.
something weird.
taking it on from going from the campaign to this.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's always an interesting challenge. A wish, man. I am very excited to see where this does show up, like you mentioned, Evan.
Mhm.
Um, when it does, I very much hope that you all engage with it,
Mm.
Mm.
and it's not just like a, huh. So that's a freaky thing. So anyway,
That's weird. That's suspicious.
they're suspicious. Um,
No,
so yeah, I
absolutely.
hope
This would be
when it does
something,
show.
especially a divine like deconstruction plant that has
Mhm.
Duncan written all over it. Um,
I mean, there's two paladins in the party, right?
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, when people were starting to make their characters, it was almost oops all paladins.
I had
I think
heard.
Derek, I don't think you had a paladin in mind, did you? I don't think you
No,
did, but everyone
I
else.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Curtis had one too because we had talked about that before. Obviously,
And
Andrew had a
Andrew.
paladin. I had a paladin.
Mm.
One of
Oops,
us
all
lasted longer
paladins.
than the other one, so
Oh,
that's all I'm gonna say.
catching strays out here.
As for another wish, we do these side quests. I thoroughly enjoy them. I think I enjoy the DM list ones very, very much because it allows us all to participate
Mm.
and kind of puts us on that equal collaboration effect. And I really enjoy those games. I had a lot of fun with Three Kobolds in a Trench Coat. I had a
Mhm.
lot of fun with We Are Not or We're Not Demons. Um, I think those games add a lot to story building, to world building for our world, and I think they're the ones that stick in my mind the most. So
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess my wish is for more DM-less games that we all can be a part of.
that three kobolds especially definitely helped me trying to plan out my own DM games. Trying to like add on to everyone else. Yeah, it's a good idea. For to add on to my own wish, I think this might be something that I need to do myself. Is just go through every one shot and collect what could we see in the campaign itself, because there's definitely some things I'm sure I've forgotten from the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of these.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, y'all have seen my notes. And
Mhm.
Eric, if you haven't, they are available in the library. Um, I have a whole list of threads and things, and that's not including any of the side quests.
Though,
So when I
yeah,
eventually go through those,
I went through. You posted something, um, a little while ago, and before I did my first session where I popped up with Kyron, I went through that whole thing and I read kind of like the synopsis of what you guys did, trying to get caught up
mm-hmm.
with it.
Mhm.
Yep, that's probably the one I'm thinking of then.
Yeah.
Believe it or
That's
not, that was 10 sessions ago. 52. Say
Heh,
62.
gross. Stop that. The
10 weeks
heck?
ago.
What?
but
Oh my gosh. Time is a soup. Speaking of soup, one of the games I almost pitched today. Oh, okay, just broke everything.
uh-oh.
Um, I picked up a game called Good Soup,
Mhm.
and you play with bowls of soup, which is why I didn't say let's do this tonight, because making sure everyone had a bowl of soup with pieces in it was not going to happen in
Does
an
cereal
hour.
count as soup?
Oh,
You know, considering I haven't actually read through this game in its entirety, um, maybe.
'Cause I love me a bowl of cereal.
if
Uh,
I'll bring a whole box over. I'll eat it.
how
if
about you roll me a
gazpacho
On
can
d12?
be
camera.
soup,
I'll eat it on
Gazpacho
camera
is a
for
soup.
free.
Oh my goodness, for free?
gazpacho is a
For
soup.
free.
No, we got to
Um,
throw that on Patreon. That's crazy.
Yeah. And we'll let the patrons choose the box of cereal because I have
No.
a lot.
Hey Evan, why don't you roll me a d12 real quick?
Okay, absolutely. That is a 5.
A 5?
On
Uh,
a D12.
Hinkle Dinkle needs soup.
Hinkle Dinkle needs soup.
Hinkle Dinkle needs
Mm.
soup. You want to know what kind of creature they are? Give me another d12.
8.
8. Hinkle Dinkle is a wizard, a bionic gorilla, or a doppelganger. Of
Oh,
your
Bionic
choice.
Gorilla, absolutely.
Hinkle Dinkle the bionic gorilla needs soup.
Hinkle Dinkle the Bionic Gorilla. It writes itself.
There you go. So anyway, that's just a taste of good soup. And you know, if we get this in-person game together,
Mhm.
That
maybe we'll
would
play
be
good soup.
so much fun.
Dude, we're gonna make rock soup on the campfire, and we'll play with that. Are y'all familiar with rock soup? It's getting late. I'm tangenting very heavily.
I-
Uh,
I'm familiar with the play. I've seen it.
fantastic. Everybody brings a part of the soup to contribute.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'll provide the rock.
So we're making like a witch's cauldron stew,
A
essentially.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like somebody brings onions, somebody brings rice, somebody brings this, that, the other thing, right? Until you have a soup. So anyway, let me go ahead and stop our recordings, unless anyone has any final anythings for the good of the order.
Mm.
I look forward to the next side quest. But for now, I will see y'all next week for a return to our regularly scheduled programming. Good night,
Mhm.
friends.
Good
Awesome.
night,
Good night, everybody.
everybody.
Thank you. Later, guys.
Bye.